What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Recess Podcast. The Recess Podcast is dedicated to shining light on urban baseball and the wonderful things going on. Make sure you guys click that button, subscribe, like, turn your notifications on, and give us a follow on all social media outlets.
Please do that. We need all the love and support.
It's the Recess Podcast coming at you in 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Recess Podcast. The Recess Podcast is dedicated to shining light on urban baseball and softball and the wonderful things that's going on around the country. But before we get this episode started, got to give a big shout out to my main lady behind the scenes, producing, making everything happen. Shout out to Christian Content, Maven Media. Make sure y'all go follow Content Maven Media. Use BBN promo code if you need to get in the studio, if you need a podcast, or you just need something recorded. Holla at my girl.
She got you,
and I promise you she gonna take care of you.
Hello.
But we about to get this thing started. Let me reintroduce my co-host. To the left of me, we got the one and only, repping the south suburbs at all times, the bearded coach.
You better say that.
Sam Williams.
Better say that. What's going on, everybody?
And my man on the far left, representing the city of Chicago, the Windy City, the city of big shoulders. He's from Stone Terrace, the voice, Booker Hatcher.
Hello. What's up, everybody?
And our special guest today, she is taking the softball world by storm. That's right. She owns a minority-owned softball company called Teflon. The one, the only, Miss India. We have Miss India on the show.
Oh, thank you. Hey, how y'all doing? Happy to be here today.
This one is special. This one is special for me, guys. This one is special for me. This young lady exuberfies and any word you can think of.
Wait.
What you just
say?
I'm making up a word right now.
This is how excited he is.
I'm making up a word right now.
Word.
Now this
Continue.
she personifies and she is what young black women can look up to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She is that woman. And I'm proud to say that this is my little sister. I remember when she first came and she wanted to take the girls. I was like, hey, God does everything for a reason, and he brought India into my daughter's life for a reason. So I was going to say thank you and I love you and I appreciate everything you do for these girls. And that's what we're doing her story. This is what your story is about.
I appreciate that. It's been a blessing though. I mean, from the beginning, Booker has been there. He's now one of our coaches, general manager, everything under the sun. And it's been amazing to watch it develop from day one to now where we're at. So he's definitely played a big part. Same way you feel about me, Teflon wouldn't be running without you. So appreciate all the love.
I believe the children are our future. Treat them well. Let them lead the way.
But let's rewind. Before we talk about Teflon, let's talk about let's talk about your journey. Get people a background about yourself, where you grew up and where you're from and all that good stuff.
So I first started off playing baseball, following behind my brother. We played for Roseland Little League. And then they had like a little travel team, all-star team. And I ended up making the all-star team. I was out there playing on the team, the only girl on the team, and we played the Sparks. And I ain't know nothing about the Sparks, to be honest. I ain't know anything about travel, softball, nothing like that. But one of the dads came up to my dad after the game, and they was like, man, that's your daughter? And he was like, yeah. And they was like, she good, but she don't need to be playing baseball. And we were real confused because we were like, what you mean? Like, this all we know. Like, this is what we've done. Every community pretty much had baseball. They didn't have softball. So we were clueless. Like when they said softball, we thinking they mean like 16-inch, the big old softball. And we like, no, I don't think she's gonna compete at that. So they was like, no, man, it's a real competitive league. The girls, they get scholarships. They play this in college. They're forming a pro league. At the time when I played, they were forming it. And the person that was actually running the travel ball league was running the pro league too. So they were trying to get us into it, asked us to come to the tryout. And then at first at the baseball field, to be honest, we said no. We was like, nah, we cool where we at. And then after the game, every time we played good, my daddy take us to the gas station, get us a Frosty, a little icy or whatever. And I'm excited. We're going to get our icy. And the same dude is there at the gas station. Right.
That was fate.
Same dude that was talking to my dad at the field. He walked up to the car again. He persisted. Man, what do you know? Quinkity, we at the same gas station. And I ain't gonna lie, we're not even that friendly. So we're like, oh, he here again. So he come back up, give us the tryout date, give us the card, the website, tell us to look it up and all this stuff. So my daddy do his research. He look it up. He like, okay, this is a legit travel team. Like, this for real.
Yeah.
They go to Colorado, California, and the program at the time was like top 25. So he like, well, let's go check it out. We go to the tryout. First day they see me run, seeing how fast I was. They like, that's it. And I came to the softball tryout with baseball pants on to my ankles, right? And they like, where this girl from? I'm the only one. They got on shorts. Everybody got on shorts and knee-high socks. They look like soccer players. And I'm the only one got on baseball hat, baseball pants. I look like a little boy, to be honest.
You was
They
ready,
like,
ready to go, though. You were ready
like,
to
where
go.
this little girl come from? But they could tell I never played softball before, never seen it before, had no idea what the environment even supposed to be like. And if I'm being honest, in the car, I cried the whole way there. I cried. I don't want to play with the girls. They're going to be soft. They're going to be weak. You know, I was playing with dudes. I thought I was hurt. I'm hurt. I've been playing with boys this whole time. So then once I got to the tryout, I saw like, nah, this is the real deal, Holyfield. And I was 11 years old at the time. So I was kind of thrown into it without even realizing how big it really was.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't aware of how big the program was either. I'm just being thrown into something new. So I ended up making the team. They asked me, do I want to play? And to be honest, I'm a kid. I'm like, yeah, I get to travel. Why wouldn't I want to do that? I get to go somewhere every weekend. So I signed up, and then the rest was history. I ended up being only black kid on the team for like 5-6 years, pretty much my whole softball career.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up getting a scholarship to play softball in college.
What school?
Yeah, well, where'd you go?
So I actually committed and got an offer from Western Kentucky University. So Western Kentucky University was who I committed to. That was with Tyra Perry. And then I ended up finishing my career at Ball State because she left and went to Ball State. Also, Tyra Perry was the only black coach to give me an offer out of all the offers that I had from any school. And if I'm being honest, there was some bigger schools in the mix that was giving me offers.
We'll talk your noise. Who else give you offers when you're talking?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, I'm older than I look, but if I can remember, it's based on the visits I've been to. I know I went to Wisconsin, I went to Georgia, I went to Tennessee, and I went to NIU, and I went to Western Kentucky. And everybody too, all my family was like, why would you pick Western Kentucky? Like, why would you not pick Georgia, Tennessee, and da-da-da-da-da? And I told them, like, to be honest, like, for me, these boys, they got something to dream for. They can go pro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably not gonna go pro. They were creating the pro league at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And even if I did go pro, what money was I going to make? It was just starting. Right. So for me, I wanted to go somewhere where I could play and where I was going to be comfortable and where I could possibly still win a ring. So I still wanted to compete. I knew I probably wouldn't be in the College World Series if I go to these smaller schools. But at the same time, I knew I'd be comfortable. It would be worth it for me. And for me, I knew I'm not trying to go pro. I didn't even know I was going to play softball. I'm just trying to use what was given to me to the best of my advantage. And for me, I was able to go to school for free. And that was really the point for me. How can I go to school for free? How can I make it easier on my family? So for me, that's why I chose Western Kentucky. She was the only black coach that I had a visit with, period. Out of every coach that gave me an offer. And even sometimes when I went to the school, it seemed like I was the only black person in the whole stadium. So for me, it was a comfort thing. You know, I'm not going home every day anymore. I need to make sure I'm around people where if something do happen to me, they'll tell the truth. Like, hey, this is what happened. Right. So yeah, for me, it was a safety and a comfort thing. And I think a lot of people don't think about that, but that was definitely on the top of my list. After playing and being the only black one for so long, I had to make sure I was somewhere where I was comfortable.
So I have a question in regards to that. You know, we see a lot of kids, you know, black kids, whether it's baseball or softball, because I got into, you know, of course, I played travel ball growing up, but I got into it as a coach this past summer. And I saw a lot of programs as I was traveling, saying 1 or 2 black kids on a predominantly white team. How did you adjust being the only, you know, black person on your team for so many years?
That's a great question.
I don't think I adjusted well at first, if I'm being honest, because I went to like Rear South, right? And it's all black.
Shout out to the suburbs, man.
Oh my God.
Come on. Keep it going.
So I went to Rear South, and that's pretty much was an all black school. Like,
shout out to the suburbs.
It was all black.
We know it's black.
It's black.
We know it's
real black.
Shout out to the school on Sauk Trail.
Hey, but honestly, I loved it. It was a great experience for me. Taught me a lot about my culture. Let me see, you know, black principals, black doctors, black lawyers. I saw these things, so that helped me when I got older to know like who I was, to know that I didn't have to conform to still be successful and make money.
Right.
But I think a lot of people think they do have to conform. So for me, it was difficult when I was younger. Like when I was 11 years old, I didn't realize I was doing it, but my parents would say to me, like, why are you talking like that? I'm like, what you talking about? When I was with my teammates, they're like, why you talking like that? I'm like, because half the time they don't understand me when I talk. They don't know what I'm saying. And they like, that don't matter. Like they need to learn to listen to what you're saying and learn your language as well.
I know that's right.
So it really was my parents. They were very prominent on staying true to who I was. I think they were concerned about it as well because when I first joined travel softball, first movie my mama made me watch was Ruby Bridges.
Oh, wow.
I was like, why I'm watching Ruby Bridges? She like, man, you don't even know what you're going into. But she knew, but I didn't know. I'm like, I'm just playing softball.
Right.
You talking about Ruby Bridges.
And the reason I asked that is because I had brought in a couple of kids into our travel program who were Black and on a predominantly white and Hispanic team. And I just saw some of the challenges that they dealt with. And I had to learn how to adjust to that on the fly because, again, being Black and being a minority on the field, you know, there's a lot of different challenges that we face, not even just on the field, but just internally with your own teammates and coaching staff. So that's why I wanted to kind of know how your journey with that part was, you know.
No, it was tough. I will say that, like, it took me a few years of understanding, like, me being different was powerful. But at first, I tried to completely, like, fit in, okay? I was wearing long, straight weaves down. I never wear my natural hair out. And sometimes I wear, like, Under Armour, and it was hot. My mom was like, why you got Under Armour on? I'm like, I'm already the only Black one. I ain't trying to get no darker. She like, that's stupid. Like, take that off. That's silly.
Now you can't get the kids to take off hoodies and Under Armours in the summertime, which is wild to
These kids are slow.
Yeah, so to me, it was stuff that it was almost like a little bit of trying to conform to them. And my parents shut it down real quick. They like, nah, like you are Black. It don't matter if you in the sun or in the shade, you gonna get a tan. It doesn't matter. Like just get over it, love it, accept it. And then they told me like a lot of people want your color, so just be happy for it. So a lot of times when I was young, I would try to conform, and my parents kind of put a halt to it. They were like, no. Now my daddy's side of the family, I'm gonna be honest, they Nation of Islam, so they don't play that. Yeah, like assalamu alaikum.
Go ahead. But say your name.
Nope.
They don't eat pork. They don't do none of that. So when they found out like I was starting to change myself, they really put a hold to it. Like, no, like you are, this is your culture. This is what you should do. But if I'm being honest, growing up, it was not that bad. But when I got to college, it was harder. Because once I got to college and I was the only Black person on the team, some of the comments at first came from children, right? It's one thing if it's children, because children are kind of ignorant. Sometimes they don't know. But when these comments start to come from adults, and it's like coaches, it's a much harder way to react because now you like, this the person that hold my scholarship.
All right.
Yeah.
And I got to sit back and think about the things that they're saying. So for me, mine was definitely difficult. I will say that. Like, I'm flashy. Y'all can see that on the camera.
Hello.
I wear big old earrings. I
bamboo earrings, at least 2 pair.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you fly right now.
I was just about to say. You got the vest, Rick.
I got true Chicago swag, man, and I'm gonna wear it. I had nose ring, 2 earrings in each ear, all this stuff.
Shining, girl, you sharp, right?
And
now.
I remember my coach when I not Tyra Perry. When she left, I had got a new coach. We ain't gonna speak her name, but I had got a new coach.
I'm talking about these.
And the first thing she said to me when she seen me was, "You look more like a gymnast or a cheerleader than a softball player."
So you got categorized.
And I said, "What you mean?" She told me I can't wear no more hair bows. No more jewelry. I couldn't wear no more glitter in my eye black, like none of that. And
so she tried to strip you of your identity, is what it sounds like. Okay.
Yeah, she pretty much said,
shout out to that coach.
you don't look like everybody else. She said you don't look like everybody else. But the truth of the matter was, I was gonna stand out no matter what.
Right.
It didn't matter what I had on.
And more importantly, your play did it, like you said.
And I was a starter my freshman year.
Yep. She tell the girls that all the time.
So I took a lot of people's spots that they was not happy about. I did not ride that bench. I will say that. I definitely was playing. I was playing, and they wanted me to play too. So that was the hardest part for me. Was like I was a great player, and even my teammates they used to defend me sometimes. Like, we don't care if she got on 3 gold chains. If she out there catching them balls and hitting the ball, we don't care. So sometimes my teammates did have my back. They definitely did.
That's dope.
But I was helping them win, and it was mostly seniors. They're like, man, this our last year. I don't care if she got 2 bows in her head. As long as she helping us win.
Trying to win.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a great segue into my next question. Walk us through what inspired you to start Teflon Softball? But before you answer, because the amount of courage that you had to do is truly remarkable to start a predominantly Black and brown softball travel organization. For those who, I had no clue on how prejudiced the softball world was, right? I knew baseball, but I'm here to tell you, Coach E, the guru, Black baseball media, the softball world is
y'all got it better.
I'm
I'm
speaking the facts right now. It is so prejudiced. I had experience. I'm not gonna say where we're at and all that because we don't want to get sued. But I've witnessed Black girls just get, canceled out because of stereotypical mindsets of adults. So, with that being said, what was your inspiration, and walk us through how you got Teflon started?
Well, the first thing was I was already coaching travel ball, to be honest. I had been coaching for like 5 years, and it was the same thing every year. Like from when I was a player to when I was a coach, I didn't see any difference. And that's what bothered me the most. Like I thought when I came back, I would see more Black kids. I would see more minority kids. And it was honestly the same. It didn't seem like anything had changed in all my time being away. It was the same. And then that's when I'm like, okay, well, it's not going to change until one of us decide to change it. We can't always expect somebody to come be our hero. Come help us. Come save us. Come give us this. Come give us that. I'm not like that, and I don't operate like that. I'm a very do-it-yourself type of person. And sometimes to my own flaw, right? I got to delegate tasks, but I'm a do-it-yourself type of person. I want to do it. I want it to be done right. So for me, I was just really like, well, I have all these kids that have seen me coaching travel ball. I've already put plenty of kids, helped them get to college. One of the biggest players that I helped coach, she's at Texas, and she played in the World Series.
What's her name?
Her name's Katie Steward. She's
Katie. We saw you hitting that home run.
Yeah, she a beast. So I was seeing these type of kids like go to major schools, and I was helping coach them. And I'm like, man, like this is something I could do for my community, to be honest. And then the biggest thing for me was that a lot of the Black players are all in the outfield. And I really wanted them to see like a Black pitcher, a Black catcher, a Black infield, because it's not seen that often. Right. And I do think those are the kids that get a lot of the money, the pitchers and the catchers. So I think in order to change that, you need a Black pitcher and catcher. If you actually want to have a Black team, you need the crucial parts of the team. So for me, I really wanted to change that mindset that there weren't any Black pitchers, that there weren't any Black coaches, because honestly, it wasn't. When I went to nationals with my other teams, I was the only Black female coach at the whole nationals. I think the only other Black coach I seen was Atlanta, but that's Atlanta. Right. You can't really. But Midwest, no. Like we literally Tiger Woods on a Sunday. I just really want to change the narrative, open up more doors, and then also make a place where the girls could be comfortable. Like I said, what I went through, pretty much trying to strip an identity. Like I love the sport, but if I got to change who I am to play it, it's probably not worth it. Right. And I've always been this way. I've always been very outgoing, very flashy, very whatever, very proud to be Black, right? And that bothers a lot of people. It ruffles their feathers. But it wasn't something I wanted to change. Like I was like, I want to stay this way. And if it's other people that want to play softball and they want to stay the way that they are, they don't want to try to change and conform, then they can come play too. But it's building something in our community. It's been beautiful though, to be honest. It's a blessing. I would definitely say God led me down this path because I didn't have this plan a few years ago. It was just a group of girls. It was a group of Black girls that came to me and said, we really want to play. We need a coach. Like, that's all we need. So I stepped up, tried to do whatever I could to help out.
And you did your job. You're still doing your job, trailblazing. So kudos to you for that.
Thank you.
Well, we want to shoot a shout out to our one of the sponsors of the show right here of this one, her story.
That's the other one too.
Abundance of Grace.
Shout out to Abundance of Grace. They wanted to personally give you a special gift. Coach Booker told them a little bit about your story, so they want to make sure your story was well represented.
And it's pink and green.
So you gotta open it up. Open it up for sure. So while she's opening up, make sure you guys go to abundanceofgracellc.com. Use BDM Save 15 for 15% off your next purchase. That's on us.
Oh, that's fly.
It's pink and green too.
Yes. Okay, so shout out to the pink and green. If you guys don't know, today is my AKAversary. 9 years that I've been at AKA.
All right now.
Shout out to the AKA. And the AKAs are one of our sponsors for our MLK camp also.
Yeah, they've been sponsors for Teflon. But I do love, that was one of the main reasons I joined a black sorority in college, was because I was the only black person on my team. So for me, I just needed an outlet to go to. And at the time when I was playing, Kaepernick was kneeling. So I'm the only black person on the team, and Kaepernick kneeling.
You got a moment to talk
Great.
about? Really? Do you have a moment to kind of talk about that moment?
So that was tough because we had to decide as a team what we were going to do, and I'm the only black one. And then the school tried to make a rule that we could not kneel because it's disrespectful to whatever. So for me, I wasn't going to fight my teammates. I wasn't going to fight my coach.
Mhm.
I was on scholarship. So I was very smart with how I moved my puzzle pieces. And I was like, okay, well, if I cannot do it here, I'm going to find a place where I can do it. And that's when I got into the Black Student Association, got into AKA. And then I was able to, share my knowledge of what we go through, like kind of how the system is, how we're kind of held back statistically. And I was able to use it through AKA.
And that's super dope, man. And like I said, me knowing India and talk about some of the girls we sent to college already, that's making you proud. And talk about also, we're gonna talk about the classic as well. And we have one of our own.
Yeah.
The classic.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
So sending the girls to college for me is the biggest, like, man, this is worth it. Like all the stress that I go through, that we go through, I deal with a lot of stress. I don't think people understand that the double standard that comes with being a woman and you're running something that's very competitive versus being a man. Because a lot of times I say the same thing that all these coaches saying. But since it's coming from me, a little pretty female, they're like, nah, she's not supposed to talk like that. She's not supposed to be that mean. She's supposed to coddle the kids and da-da-da-da.
That's the problem.
And I'm like, I ain't never seen nobody get coddled and make it to D1.
Yeah.
Coddled?
I know that's right.
Coddled?
Yeah.
You think you're going to get coddled in college? Like, that's
Ain't
crazy.
gonna happen.
Your parents can coddle you. I'm here to make you a better athlete. And if you think being an athlete is easy, then you're in the wrong place. So for me, some of it is tough. Some of it is kind and nurturing. It depends on the moment. But they always want me to be nurturing 24/7. They want me to be that mom figure. And it's just not going to happen. I want to compete. I want to win. And I'm a very competitive person. I mean, you've seen it, Booker, what you think.
She be out there diving for balls with the girls. And
Yeah, playing with the kids.
speaking of, her and Janaya were supposed to have a race this year upcoming.
And I got my knee brace, so I'm
Do
ready.
not hurt yourself, coach.
I told you, I got my knee brace. I told you, that's how I get my knee
Look,
brace.
you ain't 1921 no more.
If
That's
you
okay.
can do it, keep going. Because
That's
once you
right.
lose it, once you don't use it, you
Yeah,
lose
she
it.
can't. She was
Keep
like,
going.
And I ain't losing my speed.
We was lining up and they was getting the girls together. I said, Coach, you think you can get one of them? Nah, smoke 'em.
You sending her off.
I said,
Look at my
Janaya came
face.
over. I said, Janaya, you think you can get a India, Coach India? She was like, yeah, Coach Bro, what you think?
So when is this, you know what? We gonna Black Baseball. I mean, we recording this live.
We gonna record this live?
We gonna record the race. Matter of fact, at the MLK Camp, January 20th, it's the MLK
Ooh.
Baseball and Softball
Oh, we
Camp
got
at the
race.
Women's Center. The race is happening. I got my money on Janaya. I'm not going with this old AK right here.
I'm gonna
Okay.
go. Well, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with the AKA on this one.
Appreciate you.
I'm gonna go with you. You know what I'm saying? Especially seeing as though we from the same land.
Appreciate you.
You feel me? So yeah, Coach Indy, I got my money on you.
It's really
Now, who you got your money on first?
I got my money on Coach. I know. Look,
Haters
this
gonna
is-
hate, you know what I'm saying?
You know,
I'm not hating. I'm just.
I got my money on Coach, man.
I'm-
Look, don't
I'm-
project yourself on others, man.
Let's see if he do a backflip at practice before. He know these knees work. They
It's-
fine.
I'm
She
looking
be
at.
doing backflips.
Look,
I'm looking
they
at the data.
fine. They
I'm
fine.
looking at the physics, and I'm looking at if you on January 20th. Ain't that y'all Founders Day?
January 15th.
January 15th. So it's gonna be 5 days of
Ooh.
licking your system.
Nah, I got
So I
that
don't.
covered. I got look, we just talked about it. I'm an AKA. I can hit next day. I'll be back.
Don't sit here and project on us, because look, I be out there practicing with my kids and I
Nah,
can't run,
hey.
so my glove is still magical. You
Go
feel
to
me?
the next
If
question.
my knees do give out, make sure y'all got the hospital.
I'm in nothing but fungo.
Right.
Look, I'm not old. Look, I'm not old. I'm just older than my players. There's a difference.
Ain't none of y'all beat me in the race though.
Heck no.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna take that challenge.
Right.
Because I definitely wasn't a speed guy.
Chrissy is running tight end route, so I
Yeah.
don't know what y'all got some steroids going on.
They got some-
And I was a catcher, so these knees don't work.
Knees don't work like they used to.
Hell no.
I was an outfielder. Y'all know I was fast, and I was a left hand slapper, so that was my strength right
Okay,
there.
I got a question. Right, and I know this is gonna do numbers on the gram when we clip it and snip it and all that. What's harder to hit, a baseball or softball? Yeah, I want the real question. Yeah.
I never thought of that.
You want people to be outside my house with pitchforks and
No, this is the recess. This is what comes with
this
it.
debate before with a few parents.
Well, is it harder to
lasts
hit
3
in
hours.
softball or is it harder to hit in baseball? The question stands.
I'm going to be honest. From my personal experience, I do think it was harder to hit a softball. The reason being is because the pitch could just move in so many different ways. Like when I was playing baseball, pretty much everything went down. And I'm like, okay, everything's going to go down. So it was easier for me to kind of guess what was coming. But in softball, for one, they are so close. And
Yeah.
I almost think people like the thrill of us possibly getting hurt.
And now they
Like,
changed
I'm
the
like,
rule.
ooh, like she might get in the face. Like, ooh.
And speaking about
So
they changed the rule now. Now you used to have to like have your foot on the plate.
They can
Now
jump
they
can
can jump off the plate.
Off
Off
the,
the
Brings
mound.
them even
off the
closer.
mound?
Off the mound, which makes them
It's
even
called a
closer.
plate.
It's
So
not
for me, like I
Plate.
was way
Sorry.
more fearful for them to hit me, for one. Because like in baseball, I'm like, whatever. They hit me, it's a little pelt and I'm walking off.
That, ain't gonna leave with a
Softball,
bruise
some
about
girl
that
hit me one
big.
time in softball. They took me out the game. I couldn't play no more. She hit me at my elbow. The thing swelled up so big, I couldn't even straighten my arm.
Size
it
of a
was
softball.
It was so big. Even my dad, he played baseball. When he seen, he said, "Oh my God!"
So-
He said, "You got to come out."
So let me ask you this, because I have a daughter. She's 3,
She gonna be ready next year.
and I want to know honestly, right? Should I just bypass baseball and just go straight to softball? Because here's my thing: if you telling me that the mound is closer, the ball is moving, do I need to just get her going in that now
No, I
at
don't
an
think
early
so.
age?
I don't think so.
Okay, and then let me ask you this: what is the age to transition out of from baseball to softball?
10,
10? Is that too? But these girls, everybody get more athletic.
10 or 11, because I do think the girls that come from baseball,
That's tougher.
they are tough. Like I was so tough when I came to
Tough.
softball. I
They're tough.
accidentally made girls cry. Like I would say stuff or because I'm competitive. I'm like, let's go. Like stop talking, get focused. Like girls talking in the dugout. I'm like, stop talking, let's go. And I made one of my teammates cry. I'm like, why you crying? She's like, you yelled at me. And it was a different environment. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
They're not used to the teammates yelling at them, only the coach. Let me be quiet. But I definitely think that the environment of playing with boys does make them tough.
Okay.
I will admit to that because I was very resilient. And as soon as I came to softball, I didn't know nothing about the rules. But guess who was the first batter? I was.
It's crazy. That
And I didn't know half the rules.
and her and Janaya are like this. She used to try to force Janaya. So you need to talk. You need to do this. You need to do that. Janaya's like,
And now Janaya doing interviews with MLB. So
Check it
it's
out.
good for her.
and she's gonna be
MLB, y'all.
For the breakthrough series.
I know you're supposed to send me my check. Janaya signed to us, so I don't know what. I'm still looking in the mailbox, and I'm just joking.
we have
But if you want to,
We're not joking.
we have our 16U team this year, I can honestly say is really, really good. And I'm super excited.
can y'all win RBI then?
I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, that's the recess. I'm going there.
I was gonna also make a comment about the softball baseball comparison. Could you imagine seeing a 95-mile-an-hour rise ball coming from a pitch?
It's like that though.
But I'm saying, I'm
rise
talking
balls
about
were
for baseball.
terrible For me, like it's so hard to track, and then it's like it comes flat, and then once it gets to the middle of the plate, it just rises up in the air. So that
Ain't
to
no-
me, softball
yeah.
was the reaction time was so hard. They were so close to me. Like in baseball, I just felt like I had a little more time,
Right.
and in my conscience, I felt calmer. But with softball, I'm like, they are so close, bro. Like I got like literally 2 seconds to decide what pitch is coming.
Not even 2
Not even 2
seconds.
And if I think for longer than 2 seconds, that pitch is going by me. It's a wrap. So for me, that was kind of difficult. And then they would come, all the infield would come real close because they like, oh, she black, she fast.
Yep.
Even if I was hitting, they're like, we're coming close.
They were right though.
Well, they were right, but
So you
I
can't
could
be
still
mad.
hit the ball. So yeah, I will say that softball was a little bit harder. And then they made me a lefty when I came to softball. So that was another challenge that I had. I'm originally a right-handed batter and a right-handed thrower, but they made me left-handed. So they had me switch over to go lefty so I could be closer to first base.
Got it.
So I'm a slapper is somebody that runs towards the ball, kind of like Ichiro. He'll run towards the ball before he hit the ball, smack it on the ground, and just take flight. That was one strategy we had. And then if they move real close to me, I just hit it as hard as I could right at them. So yeah, I definitely think the baseball, it does help. It was easy for me to hit the softball at 11 and 12 because I was hitting that.
Right.
So I'm hitting this little baseball, then I come to softball where they're not moving the pitch yet. It's easy. I'm hitting like 600.
Can any of your girls strike you out?
Strike me out?
Yeah.
Man, I won't even get them the chance to do that. I'm there the coach. I ain't finna be up in there playing with them.
They tried it on me.
They tried to
How did that
try
work?
on me?
he rocked.
Smoke that.
All right.
Y'all, man, look.
We need ocular
Why
proof.
was I lying?
I learned.
I'm
All right, look, it
Why
was
we
the
need
best
ocular
picture on our
proof?
team.
It was the best picture on our
I'm
team.
about to. Yeah, matter of
I'm
fact,
just
let's
messing
talk
with
about
you.
this.
No, content Maven, you're gonna record this on MLK, okay? Whatever we got to do, bust you there and all this, because
We
they
need a
make-
poll too for people to vote at
I
the
ain't gonna
bottom.
lie.
We
I'm
know
not
how
gonna
to
lie.
So let's do this.
I can call a girl right now. I can call a girl mama and
Well, I
Let me
believe
tell
you.
you what
Now,
happened.
I'm joshing you, bro. I'm just
He
joshing.
rocked it, man. We haven't hit in practice. I'm walking around monitoring all the stations. You know what I'm saying? Doing what I'm supposed to do. And I look over and Booker in the cage. I'm like, Booker. And look, he's salty. Like, what you doing, man? He's supposed to be coaching.
They was
He
talking
like,
trash.
yeah, he like they talking
But it be
trash.
like that. But it be like that, man. Them kids will think that you like just because you coach, you can't play. Like, man, nah. Because
And it
I
was
gotta
my
teach
daughter,
you
dog.
this.
It was my
Yeah.
daughter. It was my daughter gassing
so-
me up.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's
Zara,
different.
great
You
job.
gotta-
My
From
daughter.
Uncle E, great job.
You gotta
Keep
represent
these
some
all
folks,
in
man.
place.
Hey, man, he got in that cage, no helmet. Who bat did you use?
I don't know. I just
A
give me
girl-
this.
a little
Grab
girl's
something.
bat.
No glove, no
Hey,
helmet,
it was
nothing
the
up
best-
there.
I was low-key salty because it was the best pitcher on my team. And I'm like, Booker, if you hit her, I swear, I'm going, whoop. So
Yeah.
look, she throw the
And then you'd
pitch,
have to take care of her.
and we in the cage. We not even in no public setting, like where she can get out the way. We're in the cage.
Oh, so y'all ice wait, so she didn't. Oh, nah, y'all was tripping.
Yeah,
Hard
no,
body.
they
No
talking
way.
that
Hard body.
noise.
Hard body.
Y'all the trenches for real.
They
Hard
talking that
body.
noise.
So she,
Smoke
and
out of
she
these.
throw it,
If
he
you
smoked
tell your
that
coaches,
thing.
if
He
you tell
smoked
your
that
coaches all in the video,
Smoke a
be a
line
real-
drive right at his forehead.
you want to be a real softball player, come to Teflon.
Go to Teflon.
Right, can't you imagine line drive at the face? But nah, he hit it. He smoked it, man. It was
Yeah,
over
she was
with.
talking.
Team went crazy. Everybody went crazy. It was a fun experience.
And this should have been like.
And
that.
she's committed to Trinity.
yeah, she's great.
She's super dope.
Congratulations on the
Annalise.
commitment.
She committed.
So as we're wrapping up, how can someone, if they have a daughter, a niece, cousin, young lady interested in playing softball, how can they get in contact with Teflon?
Oh, so they definitely should. First thing they should do is follow our Facebook. All the updates come on our Facebook at Teflon Softball, TEFLON, kind of like a Teflon Don. All our social media is Teflon Softball. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. The kids tried to make me start a TikTok, but I can't keep up. So I just started my own. I can't do it. So
I still don't do it.
yeah, they can really, the best way to do it is to follow us on the social medias because those are updated all the time. The website is still there, but the social media is better. And I would just have them send a DM or a message asking to come to maybe a practice or to do a private tryout because you do have to try out. Everybody doesn't make the team, okay?
Yeah.
Here we go, Big Bad
Participation
India.
trophies.
So yeah, Big Bad Coach India. Everybody don't make the team. I thought she was a nice lady. No, everybody does not make the team. It is an elite travel team, so they will have to try out.
Well, Coach, this has been real special. It's gonna be super dope this summer. I'm really excited, but more importantly, I'm super excited that we're doing a MLK camp again,
Mm-hmm.
where we can share this knowledge. Hopefully, we can have you set up a slapping station for young ladies, and it's really, really, really gonna be exciting.
I would, like, to be,
let me-
I would like to be used in that manner for the MLK Day camp, please.
You guys are. So, announcement, softball will have its own field dedicated to softball.
Mm-hmm.
The budget went just a little bit higher. Cheapo, say go ahead.
Eldo
'cause
Cheapo
my
Jamar.
girl said y'all had them hitting baseball.
I know.
I told them
We
it's
gonna
good
cor-
for you. It's good
But
for
we
you.
gonna correct
They
it.
still love you.
And this year at the MLK camp, we'll have all three fields. If you're familiar with the Pullman Center, there's 3 big turf fields, so we'll have all 3 fields going. High school baseball, little kid baseball, and then softball, all separated, so we get quality instruction. And the softball is going to be led by
Some of our
DJ.
16-year-olds, right?
DJ India over here.
Yeah, I am DJ.
And her
Keep the
crew.
music going. Okay, well, I'm excited about that. So all my kids love the MLK Day camps. I mean, they rave about it. They got new gloves. They were like, oh, it was a drone flying over us. They love that type of stuff. So they had a good time. Like, even though they were hitting baseballs, they loved it. And I think they do like competing with the boys.
But we're going
They like being side by side with them. They like comparing their mechanics to theirs. And I like it too because I be telling these girls, like, y'all think this come easy? Like, y'all think that Ace and these boys just show up to practice twice a week and they win tournaments? It's not realistic. Like, they are training on their own day in and day out. I told those kids when I played softball, even if I couldn't go to the cage, I took a wooden bat, my brother wooden baseball bat, did 50 swings a night in the basement in front of a mirror. You got to do something. Ain't no way you can just show up to a team practice and think you're gonna win a tournament. So I love when they buy the boys because those boys be their age.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh look, that boy your age, and he know how to crow hop. That's crazy. Look, I be looking like that's crazy.
Lost art.
Don't talk about crow hops. So really, that's what I like the girls to see. So I don't mind them being side by side with the boys, but I do think they want to feel like, okay, we got something that's our own.
MLK camp is going down. Please come out.
January 20th.
Please come out. Please come out. Please
It's
come
fun,
out.
man. Y'all need to come.
I got a brand new fungal, and I'm ready to use it too, man.
Hello.
So I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Oh, and one more thing I like about MLK Day Camp. A lot of my older girls, we got 3 teams at Teflon, 10s, 12s, and 16s. A lot of the 16-year-olds get to work with the 10-year-olds in that camp.
Yeah.
And I love that. Like I said, I'm in a sorority. I'm very big sis, little sis.
What sorority is that?
Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Can you give us one ski wee before we go?
Nah, I can't do that. I'm like, man. He always putting me on the spot. I'm
try.
gonna make you hop.
Don't.
We did it last episode.
Y'all
We
got
did
a
it
stomach
last.
dog?
We did it last episode. We did it last episode.
This ain't our quiz, man.
We gonna wrap up on that note because I know I don't have a meat race.
I don't want to earn.
We don't need Jamar on our heels because we done broke. Well, he
Oh,
done broke.
man. He playing. Okay.
Tear this whole thing up.
Oh,
And on that note, we'd like to thank India, Coach India,
Indy 500 is our nickname.
telling her story. Make sure you guys go follow Teflon Softball, follow India on all social media outlets. This was the Recess Podcast for myself, the Bearded Coach, and the Voice. Make sure you guys tune in next week. And we're gone.
Hello.